Hello, Michael Finn, Holistic Exercise and Lifestyle Coach, and today I'm just going to show you a basic infant development rocking exercise to take our hips through full range of motion. Alright, so we are going to start on the hands and knees so that your hands are pretty close to right underneath your shoulders and your knees are pretty close to right underneath your hips. Alright, so you can move them around a little bit. We can go side to side. We can go finding a comfortable spot to start in, but we're going to be moving out of this position. So we want to try to keep our arms mostly straight. Don't lock your elbows out, but don't, have them really bent either. Try to keep them somewhat straight. So, and what you'll do is you'll see kids, do this typically between the ages of about 5 months and 9 months, somewhere in that. They'll be on their hands and knees like they're wanting to crawl, but they're not crawling yet. And so what they'll do is what we're going to do. They rock their hips way back, all the way back to where your hips touch your feet, leaving your hands in the same place where they were. And then they'll rock forward, and they'll take their shoulders over the top of their hands quite far, and bringing their hips forward. All right? And then they'll rock all the way back, and then they'll rock all the way forward. Alright? So, and this is what we're going to start off with, is that same thing. Is just doing that hip rocking motion, right in through there, rocking all the way forward, rocking all the way backward, rocking all the way forward, rocking all the way backward, where you just bring your hips as far forward as you can. You can even bring them down towards the floor, and then all the way back. Now this is also really good for the wrists, because as you come forward, some people might feel some stretching in the underside of the wrist, and that's great too, because that's what it does. It helps to loosen up the hands. All this infant development stuff works all of your joints. Okay, if you really like all this, look for my full long morning warm-up through infant development, and you will be able to move like all your joints in all sorts of directions. So now, once we're doing the forward and backward, you can make it a big circle. You could go around to the sides, or you could just do side to side, but I'm going to do a big circle and just not go quite as far back, but I'm going to do a big circle. And you can maybe find like tighter spots. So maybe if my right hip's a little tight, I can go back over to the right a little bit more and try to set my hips down on my right foot. And if my left hand is a little tight, I can go forward into my left hand and go over that a little bit more. And then I can go back over my left hip a little bit, and then I can go over my right hand a little bit. So don't just go straight forward and go straight back. Once you do a couple of the straight forward and straight back, do a little side to side, do a little angles, find the little tight spots so that you can kind of loosen everything up and move everything. It helps to really just drive good fluid through here. If you're worried about arthritic hips or osteoporosis or anything like that, circulation is what you want, and so you need to move those things, and you need to drive those hips and move them around. Okay, it's not like about hard, it's a matter of just moving everything through a full range of motion so you get lots of blood flow. Now, what I will do sometimes is I'll also open this up a little bit more to where I start to move, just like in an infant, it's going to start moving their limbs a little bit. So with this, I will move my hands forward a little bit more, so I'm a little bit more stretched out. And then when I come forward, I'll bring my hips all the way down to where I'm in a cobra position, and I'm pulling those shoulders down away from my ears. I'll even move my head around a little bit and look over my left shoulder, look over my right shoulder. I'll do a couple of head nods up and down, and then I'll push my hips all the way back, and I'll slide my hands back a little bit. I might even, while I'm sitting all the way back there, they call this child's pose in yoga. As I'm sitting back there, I might even reach all the way back with my hands back below my feet and touch my head to the floor. I might even do a little look over the left shoulder and look over the right shoulder in that position. Then I'll come back out of that up onto my hands and knees, walk my hands out a little bit, and I'll bring those hips all the way back down to the floor again, arching my back, taking my head up towards the ceiling, pushing the hands down into the floor and bringing my shoulders away from my ears. I'll look over the shoulders a little bit, and up and down, moving through a full range of motion that way, and all things there too. Okay, so there's lots of ways to play around with that and have fun with it. But that is kind of like the baseline of our basic rocking motion through infant development that really helps to mobilize your hips and your spine and improve function, especially through the vestibular system. All right, so click on the little subscribe button and ring the little bell. Reach out to me if you've got questions. I wish you all a happy and healthy day doing your infant development exercises, and I will see you all in the next video.